Right. I'm going to talk, first of all, about Ireland again, because Ireland has, well, Dublin especially, has been brought to a standstill over mass migration. Now, demonstrators were chanting, "Get them out." There was police escorting people through the city itself. Uh, this news website, Euronews, which is a bit ugh. But anyway, they said
Mm.
organisers from the town were steeped in anti-immigration ire. Yeah, yeah. Imagine that. How terrible that people don't want, mass migration from people that don't share their views, values, or culture. Like or speak the language and just want benefits and all the rest of it because they're not going to get it in Britain anymore, or at least that's the suspicion. And they're going to Ireland instead. But anyway, Ireland has been brought to a standstill, and it's been reported basically, well, they were met by a small counter protest by those who do support the invaders. And they were flying Irish flags and they were chanting, "Our streets, our streets." It took 45 minutes to pass through the streets of Dublin, and it caused massive traffic disruption. Now, last year, there was, of course, arson and violence on the streets. But I just wondered from the two of you, I'm not suggesting for a second that we burn down buildings and start violence, but this kind of protest that's happened today, where Dublin has been brought to a standstill, would you like to see that kind of action on the streets of Britain in order to actually make a point and make a stand against what's happening, and just feeling that we have absolutely no say or democratic oversight over this whatsoever? It just seems to happen to us. It's certainly not happened because of us. Chloe?
I think that it would be nice to see a bit more action in this country, something like what's going on in Dublin. I think that that's very tenacious of them to do what they did on the streets. And, it is a scary thing to do, because you're going to get people as well as the press calling you racist bigots for doing so and taking a stand against immigration. This is a big problem we have, is that a lot of people feel very strongly about immigration but are scared to say anything. They're scared to lose their jobs. What if your boss sees a picture of you holding one of those signs that they've got at that protest? So it's a great thing for them to do. I do fear,
You'll be all
though,
right.
if I I do fear, though.
Sorry.
I do fear. I hope so. I do fear, though, that if we try to do this in London, that the Met Police would shut it down and act a lot more harshly than they do at the pro-Palestine protests, and they put out a warning like they did for St. George's Day, saying, "We expect far-right groups to be coming into London today."
Yeah. Alex, do you want to see demonstrations on the streets?
Yeah, I mean, it's time. It's time for people to
Yeah.
actually find their voice and find their confidence, because we know there are thousands, if not millions, of Brits that feel this way about
Yeah.
immigration. I mean, we voted for, the last few governments, the last few elections have been about immigration. Brexit was about immigration. How many more signals do we need to tell the people in power that enough is enough? And I think now, as a country, we're really restrained. We're very conservative with a small c. We don't like to go out and protest. Only
No.
the nutty left do.
It's
They
very
love to go out and
French.
protest because they haven't got day jobs, half of these people on the left, and the French get off
Well,
work at
neither of
3
the
p.m.
French.
Exactly, right? So, but I do think it's time that people who are sensible come out and hold a protest. And I think it needs to be led by actually, not the likes of Tommy Robinson, because unfortunately, every time he goes out, he's arrested and it immediately tars the protest. I'm not saying Tommy should be arrested, by the way, and I'm not saying he's wrong to
No.
exercise his freedom of speech. I'm saying that there needs to be new leaders, younger new leaders need to emerge and say, actually, we're here and we're not going to go away. I mean, we only
Yeah, I
saw
mean,
the BBC report the other day.
yeah. Absolutely. We will get on to that actually in a minute. But I want to, for the record, I think there are many things actually that Tommy Robinson has said where actually he's been proven right, to be honest,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
but I agree with you that wherever he goes, there will forever be a pushback on a scale which is just insurmountable.
Have you got what it takes to be a reasoned presenter? Well, send us a short clip of yourself to join@reasoned.uk and we might be seeing you on this very channel very soon indeed.